Hey everyone, welcome back to Dinar Intel Hub. Let's start with the big picture on Iraq, because what we're watching right now, in my opinion, is history being made. That's your headline. In the last 24 hours alone, Iraq has shown a level of coordinated forward movement that is honestly hard to ignore. And when you zoom out and look at the full picture, it becomes very clear this is not accidental. The new government under Prime Minister al-Sudani is not sitting on its hands. This guy is moving with intention from day one. You can see it. They've been talking about the hydrocarbon law, the HCL. All those big topics we've been following for years, they're no longer running on separate tracks. They're merging. They're connecting into one single powerful push toward full integration into the global financial system. That's how I read it. Banking cleanup, digital upgrades, economic diversification, political stabilization, and a level of coordination at the top that we honestly haven't seen like this before. None of this is random. It really isn't. What we're seeing today is the result of years of quiet, behind-the-scenes groundwork finally breaking the surface into real visible momentum. After spending years studying this, I can say that with full confidence. We are sitting inside one of the most significant windows I have ever seen in all my time watching this. I don't know how long you've been following this, but I've been around long enough to tell you this is nothing like it was 15 years ago. Not even close. And it's exciting to watch everything start locking into place. Political stability in Iraq, for a long time, had a lot of messy moving pieces. Think about the Seyhan pipeline that was sitting idle for 2.5 years. That pipeline is now flowing again. And not only that, they completed hydrostatic testing on it, which is how you confirm a pipeline can handle the pressure before you push more volume through it. That matters a lot. Because we're not just talking about resuming a small flow. If you go from 200,000 barrels a day up to 1 million or even 1.5 million, you have to make sure that infrastructure can hold. They tested roughly 100 kilometers of it back in March of this year. That's real. The bottom line is that a cleaner political environment is now producing cleaner results on the ground. The new government keeps building. Prime Minister al-Sudani is personally driving the most critical files. He's chairing a brand new Financial Stability Council and he's engaging regionally in a way that's very deliberate. High-level meetings with the Kurdistan regional government and major Shia political blocs are clearly designed to reduce friction and build a more workable political environment. You've been watching al-Sudani sit down with Barzani. You saw it again today, Barzani meeting with al-Sudani. And you have to remember, some of the most powerful players in this country aren't always the ones standing at the podium. There are heavy hitters behind the scenes with real influence. Keep that in mind. Banking and global financial integration, those final stages are actively unfolding right now. The Central Bank of Iraq is pushing hard across multiple areas. International audits are in their final evaluation phase for major banks like Rashid Bank and Rafidain Bank. You may remember they were talking about roughly 38 banks going through this process, and it was down to just 1 or 2 remaining. That's almost done. On top of that, an important meeting with the United States Federal Reserve is coming up. The U.S. Treasury will be there. Oliver Wyman is expected to come in soon to push the next phase forward or possibly wrap it up entirely. We'll see how that plays out. And the compliant banks are now being prepared to handle multiple foreign currencies, not just the US dollar. We're talking UAE dirham, euro, and others. But again, there's only about 1 or 2 banks left to clear. The heavy lifting is already done on the banking side. That's the real story there. Governor Al-Alak has been steady and direct about this, repeatedly shutting down any talk of a devaluation. He's said it multiple times, and honestly that's fascinating to watch. Because here's the thing, they are never going to announce a revaluation with a date and a time. I don't care how many voices out there claim otherwise. That's just not how this works. What we can see is forward movement. And what Al-Alak keeps emphasizing is stability. He's stacked the reserves. He's stacked the gold. Everything he said he would do, he's done it. Non-oil revenues are back in the news today, And they're delivering again. Kurdistan is on board. Baghdad is on board. This is not just talk. These are actions being carried out on the ground. Real execution. The banking sector is being aligned with global standards, which includes new financial technologies. And that is one of the most critical boxes you have to check if you want to plug into the international financial system at a serious level. That pressure from the United States was real, and it was direct. Get it done. You said you would. Now let's go. And they are going. The digital infrastructure side of this is moving fast. The CBI held a major meeting bringing together all licensed electronic payment companies to upgrade services, strengthen compliance, and push financial inclusion forward. And even the new Justice Minister got involved, ordering a complete digitalization program across courts and government services. So it's not just the banking side going electronic. The entire government apparatus is getting wired in. And then on top of that, the CBI granted its first official license for blockchain and digital asset technologies. Even provinces like Karbala are lining up with the national digital push. This isn't just a Baghdad story anymore. It's a countrywide rollout. This coordinated digital build-out is the foundation for a modern cash economy with better oversight and real global financial connectivity. These are the rails that make everything else possible. Now on diversification and trade resilience, the results are real. Customs revenues have now crossed the 1 trillion dinar mark so far this year. That is a massive number. And compared to 2024, non-oil revenues are up by about 1.35 billion dinars. That's the unification working in real time. And they're going to be making another payment within days, from what we're hearing. The Rabia border crossing with Syria is now active with Turkish convoys moving through, creating shorter trade routes. Diversification is written all over that move. The Ceyhan pipeline, hydrostatic, tested in March of this year. The oil minister has now set a firm target of ending gas flaring by 2029. That's going to take serious infrastructure work, but they're already executing on it. They've had floating vessels come in for that purpose. And while the Hormuz situation created some uncertainty, the landscape is shifting. Deals are being made. When you're 95% of the way to a deal, chances are you close it. We'll see. The oil minister is also specifically using the term value-added industries right now. Pay attention to that language. The KRG is accelerating a new federally licensed national bank of its own. These are tangible wins, not talking points. Iraq is actively building multiple export pathways and non-oil revenue streams at a level we genuinely have not seen before. That diversification is what makes a stronger, more credible dinar realistic in international, compliant terms. And yes, ISO 20022 is quietly in the background on all of this. Trust me on that one. So let's bring the full picture together here at Dinar Intel Hub. You have a functional new government. You have an active Financial Stability Council. Banking audits with firms like Oliver Wyman and Ernst & Young in their final stages. Digital transformation running across ministries, including the Justice Department. Rising non-oil revenues. The ICSID and SWIFT systems improving. Better KRG coordination with Baghdad. High-level international engagements happening in real time. And we can see the evidence of all of it. Al-Sudani sitting with Barzani. Barzani meeting with the new Prime Minister. All of it. These are not separate headlines. They are interlocking pieces of the same strategy, and that strategy is preparing Iraq for full integration into the global financial system. The gatekeepers see what has been built, and they are approving it. The pressure is real, and it is producing real action. The platform for a managed revaluation is more mature today than it has ever been, and it is getting stronger every single day. So as I wrap up tonight on this specific topic, the last 24 hours have been genuinely powerful. The convergence is tightening in real time across political stability, banking reform, digital infrastructure, trade resilience, and diversification. All of it moving at once. The foundational work we have tracked for years is now producing visible results under what appears to be the most focused, reform-driven government Iraq has had. Al-Sudani did his part. He built the foundation. Now the new prime minister has picked up that baton and he is running hard with it. 2 weeks in and they're already talking about the hydrocarbon law. More came out on it today. It's a priority. They know it has to get done. I think you know where that's heading. To me, all of this is genuinely uplifting. Iraq is not standing still. It's moving with purpose toward deeper global integration and a stronger financial and economic future. There's no denying it at this point. If you look at the alignment and the momentum happening right now, it's as real as it gets. The long game that we've been watching, at minimum over the last 3 years under al-Sudani, has delivered a foundation. And now the new guy has the baton, and he is running. That long game we've studied so carefully is entering what I believe is a critical phase. It's happening now, to me. I can't tell you if it's today or tomorrow or next week. But the advancement is focused. The signals are real. We keep watching them, analyzing them, and staying grounded in the enormous progress that is in front of us. The future looks genuinely bright for this country, and I believe it looks bright for everyone following along. Let's see what the next day or two brings, because things are still moving across the entire region. And think about how many regional countries are now on board with Iraq. Syria is involved. Lebanon is moving. Jordan, UAE, Dubai, they're all in. All of them except basically one. The whole region is aligning. That's not nothing. That is everything. Thank you for being here with us at Dinar Intel Hub. If you found value in this, please subscribe, hit that like button, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Have a great day, everyone.